Hello to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover Euro versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the Euro versus US dollar first, and this is the hourly time frame. What we can see here is the failure. So market broke the Friday's high at 1.0950, but we had rejection, and market even failed to test the high that we had from like 6 days ago around 1.0965. And from my perspective, the most likely scenario to happen is the market to try to trade lower and towards the 1.0890, or even try to retest the lows, the area around 1.0860, and also the rising trend line. We can also see that there is a gap between the current price and this, I will say, the main rising trend line relative to the, I would say, the past 25 days. So there is a chance for that pullback and a secondary down leg. If this is the first downside leg, this might be the secondary down leg in the background. Now, the scenario for the upside. Now, to confirm this, this is a good start for the downside development. If market can trade below 1.0926 and hold below, this will be another confirmation. But for upside scenario, I would like to see the breakout of 1.0965 and hold above. So for potential higher prices, for example, towards the next reference points like 1.1 area or 1.1040 mark. Now, speaking of the gold market, this is a different situation compared to the euro dollar. For example, here market is trading above the 2009 level. We also have this rising trend line, which held perfectly here. So this was we spoke about at this point of the market, there was a chance to pull back and complete the ABC. So this one worked pretty well compared to relative to what we spoke last week. But at this point, we had some climax bar. We can see this in hourly time frame, the wide spread of the bar, and the market, more like a pin bar. So I would like to see how the market will react around this pin bar area. So we can see here this pin bar area. Now, if the market can trade above that 2019 level and hold above, then there is a chance for the further upside development. And maybe the next levels that we have, let's go to the 4-hour time frame just to see the next levels. The next levels we have the 2040 mark and 2070 mark. So, but I would like to see that, as I said, like the break of this pin bar and hold above. If we don't see that, then there is a chance for the pullback and rotation back towards this rising trend line, and maybe some recent swing highs like 2000 mark. Or maybe 1999, but yeah, potential pullback, rotation downside. So let's see how this will develop. On the crude oil, what we can see is that market is still in this developing this big consolidation, more like a symmetrical triangle, and we can see here that market is just around that lower diagonal of this triangle pattern. So in the market, not so much supply at this point, so we can see that there is a potential for more development. But then, as I said in my previous forecasts, if we can see the breakout, for example, of 77.40, 78.15 and hold above, there is a chance for the higher prices towards the 82.60 or even 84. Now, if the market can clear to the downside and trade below the 72.70 and hold below, there is a chance for even 69.90 or even 69 level to be in the play. But so far, it still looks like we need some more time for development, and this triangle pattern to more mature before the actual breakout. And speaking of the Bitcoin versus US dollar, we spoke about potential failure scenario, and that's exactly what happened at this point. So what I see here, so we had this consolidation, and we spoke about there's potential for also failure scenario. I see market did return back here, made some tighter consolidation. Let me just zoom in here. for you. So made this tight consolidation, and then did break like very strong breakout on a momentum, then retested, and there was more sellers on the retest. So this is a scenario where we spoke about there is a chance for the further development to the downside, more basically like a fake breakout of the key resistance, and for this market to develop towards a rising trend line, or let's say area around 36,500, maybe even further lower to the 35,600 mark. Of course, if there is anything meaningful to the upside, I would like to see the re-break of this high around 38,400 and hold above in order for the market to go potentially to the 39 or 40,000 mark. So, but more likely scenario is the downside development. That will be all for this update, guys. I hope that you did enjoy, and trade safe, and speak to you from tomorrow morning.